Inka, could you share our live to Facebook? From YouTube, yeah. So guys, just connected. We are now on WW1 Positions. We have here a mass grave of Imperial Russian soldiers. We started on Tuesday, and now we came back to finish it. So we are now taking away the sand, which we put on top to hide it, and before that we put tarpaulin to protect the grave itself. Now we'll take all the tarp and sand and continue the job. Inka, can you tell us what we are doing here?
Yeah, we are back at the site. It's a World War I site outside of Riga, which we started digging on Tuesday, but we had no time to complete it. So we recovered the body we still had left with plastic and some soil on top. And we are back here to retrieve the last soldiers. And one of the first thing coming out now when they were cleaning soil is an old British cricket grenade.
Not old British cricket grenade, I think
It's not British.
No, correct, it's British, it's not Kugel.
Yeah.
It's British, yeah.
So this will be disposed of on the correct ways.
Okay, we'll call EOD and police.
And we would greatly appreciate the viewers if you could share our videos. We are streaming from YouTube today, so if you could share this video so we could reach as many people as possible, we would love for it.
And why we switched to YouTube?
We switched to YouTube because Facebook has been cutting our traffic, so we don't get as much shares as we want.
Views?
Yeah, we don't get as many views as we want or could get. And they have cut our traffic because we are showing human remains. We're doing a good thing here and they are restricting us for it. It's bizarre. So please share this.
Нормально. And do the sharing as well, Inka. Daniel, have you got the app? Will you draw a map?
Yeah, I can draw a map.
Draw a map and explain afterwards what happened here.
Carlos, you have a pen? Oh, I'll check out the car.
Вельма, ты уже открыла? Нет еще. Давай. So Wilma uncovers the plastic.
берем?
Вот здесь есть. Я по
Здесь.
одному, потому
А,
что они сложные.
ладно. Ванночка. Тебе ванночка нужна?
Да.
Аккуратненько, не спеша.
So we put the plastic bags on top of soldiers to put some soil back in, so no one sees them while we were working in Kurland for the rest of the week.
Или вы хотите? Я не без проблем, там просто я могу показать, как они...
Я только откопаю эту.
Да? Тогда мне ждать, слушай?
Если
So
тебе там будет удобно.
thank you guys, and yeah, ask questions. Thomas, the blue tarp is
А вообще нет.
is to
подожди,
cover
а смысл?
the
Уже
the already uncovered
ну все тогда.
already uncovered soldiers, because we had to leave on Tuesday to continue job in Kurland, and as from a Tuesday it's rather long time, we covered them in plastic bags and tarps, and in that way we protected them and were able to go back here on Sunday and continue the job. The main purpose was in case some people will come here, they will not see that it's not
Мы ходили, знаешь куда? Мы ходили
not
смотреть.
uncovered,
Помнишь, это
not recovered completely, so they will not see that there are still human remains in there,
там у одной
and no one like would steal a skull or do something wrong with them. And it was our way to protect
Я ему
them.
не верила, он говорит, ну куда? И как Влад говорит, тут недалеко. Через болото, блин.
Тут недалеко. 10 километров и потом рукой подальше.
Давай, может быть, просто уточки
YouTube's.
На этом углу есть солдат или нет?
Что может быть, там были, ну как, вот, там были иностранцы. Здесь они лежат, встретились, вот так. Значит, смотри, давайте сначала
Сегодня какие-то неправильные ножки.
станем нормально
Вы меня сейчас договаривали, как сказал, вы мне
посмотрим, где чего не
что,
хватает.
вот какие-то ногти неправильные. Даже меня глаза лезет. Нет, я как-то их игнорировали. Встает. Блин, я хотел словить запомнил. Шаг, вот, смотри, помогос, утром проснулся, бля, смотрю, блядь, потолок бегает в одну сторону, бля. Встал, блин, что-то украл мне вестибулярный аппарат, блядь, плохо стало. Он говорит, решил, что надо, наверное, идти там спать.
Good morning, Julie.
Можно вот это поставить, пока вот здесь?
So for the ones who just connected,
Чтобы мы
we
понимали,
are on a WW1 Positions.
Эу!
давай.
We are on WW1 Positions near Riga. Battles
Вима, ты ори сразу.
of winter 1916-17, and yeah, we started this mass grave on Tuesday.
Это какие-то неправильные мохи.
We recovered 2 other mass graves. You can see that on Facebook. But this one we had no time to finish, and we had to move further to Kurland, because in Kurland we had to recover Scandinavian SS guys. And we finished the job in Kurland, and on the way back to Riga we are recovering this last mass grave. When we finish the job, we'll go back home.
Вот кто-то сюда может идти работать. Кто хочет? Инка?
Жуем. Надо еще одно место?
Сейчас, подожди.
Ладно. ногами тоже есть, да?
Yeah, and the main idea why we switched to YouTube is that the app is much more stable. Plus, the Facebook was cutting off our traffic. If in last October we were getting
Так, сейчас посмотрим. У этого тоже магнит.
450,000 views per day on our videos, then we get about 30,000 at the moment. And even the guys who subscribe to our page don't see live videos anymore. So if you want to see our live videos on Facebook, you need to search our page and then look at them. And that cuts off a lot of traffic for us, unfortunately. That's why we plan to switch more on YouTube. Subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Здесь не хватает ног.
Press notification button, and then you'll be able to see
Еще можно?
see more of our videos that way.
Еще одну можно.
Сейчас подожди. Надо будет. You have. Это было просто
Roli, var apstīties YouTube, atverit caur Facebook, pasties vai nošērots, un kāda ir kvalitāte YouTube. Thomas, these are Imperial Russian soldiers, and on a Tuesday we were able to find in a third mass grave one guy with a Saint George cross, 4th class, and within 5 minutes we already knew his name and for what he got the cross and his unit. He was from infantry regiment number 440. So the Russian troops were fighting here, not Latvians. But at least we gave back him his identity. As you see, the bags were very good at helping to send away, so we don't need to dig everything again, only some parts. Kai?
Подожди, сейчас я просто достану, чтобы было видно. Да, здесь сапоги, все, здесь только ноги.
Sorry guys, I have cold, I think for a month already, and for some reason I cannot get rid of it.
Да, а это его голова. Смотри.
Вильма, вот, кстати, Вильма, я тебя как доктора спрошу, если у меня простуда уже практически месяц, это ненормально, наверное.
Нет, надо сделать
Можно бокс?
Анализ крови?
токсическая бактерия, которая создавает такой вид, как и пошел, он приближается где-то.
Так, собирай.
Угу. Ладно.
Да, это голова от этого пацана.
Thank you, Julie. Appreciate it. The Gary and Johnny, unfortunately, are in Kurland. They'll continue some digging in Kurland, and I think possibly some of them will make lives as well. So it could be that you will watch Facebook and YouTube at the same time. I'll continue doing YouTube today, but they may make Facebook videos.
Высыпать у меня так.
They were not flying away today, so they had some more time, and they decided that they would rather spend it on WW1 Positions, maybe find some other soldiers. But we had to go back to Riga, and on the way back we finish this mass grave, and then we continue our way to Riga.
Ну, достать. Теперь просто ванночки удобнее смотреть, какие детали отсутствуют. Руки же надо.
пішов спати.
You can almost not see Inca in the shadows. He's disappearing.
Смотри, это другой. Дайте еще одну пустую лампу. Это полный. Смотри, там еще пакетик положен. Ну вот, ну как, да, значит это другой. Значит, да, когда это мы пополынем, это может быть вот это. Пакет большие. Вот здесь они будут. Помнишь эти пакеты? Да? А голова там. Вот эту лампочку вот там смешите кто-нибудь. Так, пусть пока стоят, сейчас мы разберемся. Тут в 3 слоя.
Какая ir
Рядышком. Да, это чуть.
Так, хорошо.
Вот.
какая ir šitam klāt? Viņa uztaja atsevišķi.
Regina. This
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
beginning. And this together. Yeah, okay. So
Yes.
and
Yes. Your soldier haven't alive. Yes? Yes.
but one leg, one good.
Only one, yeah.
And here is one good. But yes, got it. And I don't know.
Maybe complete this one with this one and see after when.
Go on here first. In case it's separate.
Got that?
Да.
Successful?
Попытаемся.
Okay. Порва рода.
Мы пошли на эту горку, там же ничего такого не шли просто, он у меня в руке был, и спорили, где одна горка.
They have still the boots on. Usually the boots were taken away, but seems that they were buried when they froze. And the Russian boots, although the Russian boots are made from the famous Russian leather, which was back then one of the best quality leathers. And that leather is that good that it is preserved still in rather good condition. You cannot get Second World War boots in that condition. The leather was made as a vegetable tanned leather, and it was soaked in a mix of seal fat with birch tar. It made it soft and waterproof, but still breathable.
Uztaisīja pa fiksam, savilku no visām pusēm. Samat iekšā. Turbi.
Вот.
Thank you, Nick. We appreciate every donation. It helps us a lot. We spend huge amount of money and our time, and we spend most of the money, I think, on a fuel, and then all of the other expenses. Kas tur ir? Franču efka un angļu, ja?
Tā nav milsa granāta.
Tā nav milsa, tā ir efka. So what we have here, these came from a grave, the F1 grenade, French F1. These were supplied to Russia because they had lack of their own grenades, and the old British grenade, cricket grenade I think it was called. These were supplied to Russia as well because lack of their own grenades, And these will be given to Latvian Army ready for destruction. We'll call police later. A tev nevajag muši tālu policijas saukt, lai laicīgi?
Nevajag. Es zināšu, kur es esmu nolikt.
Nē, vienkārši izsaukt, lai atbrauc, apskatās, kur ir nolikts. Un tad...
Krastā?
Inka, tell what's happening there and what we are doing.
Yeah, we're trying to get the sand, which we threw back on the soldier. We're trying to take it off. It's a bit difficult. It's finger bone spread out over there, so we have to be very careful not to lose any of the bones. So, and the mosquitoes and its tiny midges feeding on us. So it's a bit intense.
Вот здесь был? Давай, положи такой на место. Зачищай.
How many? I don't know. А, Регина, сколько там примерно сейчас внизу и сколько выбрано?
Раз, два. Так выбрано, по-моему, было 3. И сейчас. Do you have one soldier or 2?
I think one, yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4. И пятый еще там, внизу, да? 5 or 6.
Yeah, at the moment it seems 5 or 6 underneath and 3 already recovered.
No, but shelter slāņos. Many levels, maybe. Do you see later?
Michael, it depends on where we are and how good is the signal.
Got them now.
And now I'm filming from another phone, so maybe a phone's signal is worse on this than on the one was used in Kurland. Rolly? 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 Vari man parādīt, kā kvalitāte izskatās?
You've got an extra brush, have you?
Sorry?
You've got an extra brush for Inca.
Inka, yes, possibly. Inka, you need a brush?
Yeah, it would help a lot.
The big ammo box in the talisman.
Yeah.
There are brushes.
Oh yeah, it's like a cap badge.
Tylko teraz nie kwietną obok.
Andres.
Yeah,
Take a look, it's a cap badge.
yeah, cap badge. Yeah, Carly, Pega? The same cap
Yeah,
badge
the
as
same.
Carly's has on his cap. Es nezinu, varbūt tāpēc, ka te arī diezgan... Man jau izstās labāk kā Facebook šis. Nē? Nezinu, jāstāv.
Nav tā klausās.
Arī telefons ir cits, varbūt man ir vienkārši signāls sliktāks.
Kādam pret odu līdzekļu?
Taisīt, ja vairs nav linku, iedeva linku uz YouTube. Taisīt, ja tur būs linku ielikt.
Nu, redz, te ir mani 4G ar 2 stabiņiem, jā. Yeah, sorry guys for the video quality, the signal strength here is not the best one.
Там вот где сапоги.
Регина,
Да.
можно этот пшик еще мне?
Что?
А, пшик.
Вот он у меня.
А.
While they work here, a little bit I will walk around and show what others are doing. For example, Vlad finds all of these mass graves. In this place, he's looking for more. The idea is to use this steel rod to check for places. This is the only way how to find them. Metal detector will not help you. Влад, остальные где-то ходят? Внизу, да? Ходим. We'll walk a little bit to take a look what others are doing. Our Lithuanian friends decided to dig a bunker. Что вы придумали, бункер копать?
Надо там чуть-чуть.
Есть
Ну,
что-то.
Думаю, что печка.
да,
Печка.
печка, ну, говорит, что может быть, не знаю, очень глубокий.
Okay, the bunker is very deep. They had some response from that steel rod, so they decided that it's worth digging. As you see everywhere here are bunkers, trenches. A lot of fighting was done here. I hear no one else nearby. We go back to the main place. At the moment I'm walking in a trench. It's filled with sand, but it is in the same place as it was. It was about 2 times deeper back then. Yes guys, I know about the grainy quality. You just don't have a very good cell coverage in this place. Задушено?
Ну все, поздравляю вас, 2 слоя, 2 levels.
Oh, yeah. Regina found the next level underneath.
Так, это, так. Понимаешь? Поймал?
Давай вместе, да, это с пропагандой. Или может... Ну что, гранаты, ну конечно, чтобы я не откопала гранаты.
Yeah. Another grenade is found. А это, подожди, ты уверен, что это граната? Это кружка, по-моему. It seems to be a cup, not a grenade. Paņem patīri, smilta ārā no iekšas. Yeah. It's some tin can or soldier's cup.
Без круза.
This is cruisers.
This is the best.
Ieliec klāt.
Ты куда не
Ieliecam.
Посмотри, там может быть лежит или косточка, или какой-то предмет.
Вот так вот. Даже черно.
А, да, это вот. Стоп, какие там предметы? Это не твоя пряжка? Это пряжка. А, ну тогда это икона была. Ну вот, симпатичный.
А, браво, Ян. Браво, Ян. Смотри, что лиса. Браво, Ян. Браво, Ян.
Is this wartime or modern?
Soviet.
Soviet times.
Soviet times, yes. There should be a date on top. (22/11/89).
89, yeah. Interesting.
Yeah, Matt, maybe tell what we are doing. And
We're at Machine Gun Hill. And
we are not at
we're
Machine
not
Gun
at Machine Gun
Yeah.
Hill, no. Where are we?
We are on the same sector of front line, but not on the Machine
Not
Gun
actually the
Hill.
hill. Assuming some First World War soldiers.
Yeah, First World War. Riga
Russian.
front line.
So how many do we think here?
Here is, I think 3 were recovered.
Yeah.
6 are there, and Regina said there should be 1 layer
Maybe
underneath.
another layer. Okay.
At least 1 layer underneath. So more than 9 soldiers.
So
in
what,
this.
any idea what regiment or units these guys are from?
These guys in this pit, no idea,
No.
but about 300 meters away,
Yeah.
there was a guy with a St. George cross, and by that St. George cross we managed to get his name and unit, and he was from Infantry Regiment 440. So we have a question here. Did the Imperial Russian troops have dog tags? I remember from another dig that said the Soviet troops just had papers.
Yeah.
Gordon, there is such thing that Russians had something like a dog tag. It was from thin sheet iron, something like a tin can metal, and it had something like a cigarette paper in it with his name. But that thing was so bad designed. Парады? Yeah, it seems it could be this actually. By the size and the looks, it could be the dog tag of the time. And I think was that bad that even back then, after a week in the rain, the paper there just disintegrated. So those were usually thrown out, and most of the guys are unidentified. And even if you find it now, then there is no chance at all to get any information from that tag. The only way how to identify Imperial Russian soldiers are awards. If they are awarded with the St. George Cross or some medal, then they have their name back. In other cases, they do not. And it means then it is less than 1% of soldiers who get their names back, because most of the soldiers usually die in the first battle they fight in.
Yeah, really?
Yeah. If you survive the first battle in your life, there's a good chance that you will survive the war. Because most of them die from lack of experience and curiosity.
Yeah.
They want to see more, and then
Bang.
they got hit in the head.
This guy here, look.
Yeah, like.
Would you say that was
like
a bullet
that.
wound or a shrapnel?
I'm not that good at telling
like
the wounds, but
it's like a high caliber rifle bullet.
it seems to be rounded, so possibly a shrapnel or shrapnel ball or bullet.
It's quite a big hole.
The bullet of smaller caliber, it has high velocity, and it still will make rather big hole, especially the exit hole.
So, what date do you think these battles were fought here, where we are now?
I'm not really sure at the precise date, but I would say December 1916, January 1917, when was the big Mitova operation.
That would have been cold.
Yeah, it would be cold. It would be approximately minus 15 till minus 25 degrees, and all of those guys immediately froze. Huge losses of wounded soldiers, because when the soldier was wounded in such cold temperatures, he could not move around, and if you don't move around, you freeze to death.
Yeah.
And a lot of them froze to death and then were just thrown in such pits by
So looking around at the
Germans or Russians, I'm not sure.
topography of the ground, where were the Germans? Where were the Russians? Is this a front line area? Would you say?
I'm not sure on the topography. Topography is a thing of Daniel. Daniel is now walking around and and
then we will talk about
yeah, he will complete his map, and then he will tell about
Where we
the
are.
topography and the battle.
Were the losses huge here for the Russian army?
Yes, I think this battle was one of the biggest losses in this sector of frontline.
And what was the objective? Was there any bigger objective than just here? Were they
Objective was to take Mitava city
okay? Did they
and
succeed?
break the front line, this front line was held on the Daugava River, and it was many hundreds kilometers long. And if they would succeed, they could crush the whole front line, encircle German troops, and the First World War and the revolution could be completely different. The outcome could be completely different, but
Didn't happen.
they didn't. It didn't happen, and it didn't happen because of they were not reinforced for some reason. Reason is a big discussion why they had no reinforcements. One of the things which soldiers were speaking about back then was that here, from a German side, fought some relative of how you call the not a queen but Tsar's wife,
Yeah.
Empress of Russia.
Emperor or Empress. Yes.
Yeah, the Russian Empress relative,
Fighting.
and she asked to stop attack a little bit so he could escape.
Really?
Yeah, that was what soldiers were speaking about. And if before these battles in Latvian troops were no communist agitators, Bolsheviks, then after these battles they appeared, and it happened so that Latvian troops, we could say that they made a revolution. One of the main troops in the Russian Revolution were Latvian Red Riflemen.
Yeah.
If the outcome of these battles would different, they would not feel betrayed, and they will not revolt against Tsar. Yeah. Blood-sucking flies, a lot of them. They
Small.
are tiny. They are
They are tiny.
like end of a needle, but they are biting and sucking blood out of you, and it hurts. Regīna, ko tu atradi? Regīna has found some leather item with some writings on it. Kas tā? So it could lead to something, possibly. Very good condition of writings. Sorry?
Something white there that Inca's brushing on.
Inca, what's the white thing you are
Cup,
brushing
maybe,
on?
Inca? Inca? Inca, is that old cup or something there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes.
В таком состоянии, слушай, что невозможно даже. Я боюсь, что у тебя есть ножик? Есть? Nu, Nāzis ir kādam? Nāzis.
Nāzis!
Evo, Duks! Kas tur ir?
Mums ir ādas kaut kāds priekšmets ar uzrakstiem, vai
Jā.
ar ļoti labi saglabājušiem.
Cik skatītāji ir tur?
Nu, nācīti vai?
Maz. Nu, svētdienas rīts, ko tu gribi. Būs vēl mums, nu, nepopulārs diezgan tas kanāls. Nē, vairāk nedaudz.
15, ja?
Jā.
Normāli, pilnīgi pietiekami.
Tā.
Tā, kuram ir nāzis?
Do you have knife?
Jā,
For digging.
rokamais
Knife for
nāzis.
digging. Šitam te Duksim ir, Danielam ir. Duks ir savāds savs.
Nodarbojas ar mākslu visi, bre.
Сейчас мы поднимем, тут папка.
Tev durvīs ir rokamais nāzis.
Tas tam neatdod rokā. Nozīmē.
Nu, tas gan.
Reiz tur ir. Kā vajag? Kur?
Vilma, можешь? Ну,
Cik ir skatītāji tev?
Maz, 14.
14?
Bet bija līdz 25 kāpjas.
Komentē.
Es komentēju, Duksīs nevar visu laiku runāt bez apstājas. Un nav arī par ko runāt. Cik var, tik runāju, stāstam. Ar metu tikko runājām. So now they are brushing off most of the sand to understand what it is and not to break it while taking out. Because if on a leather item is written his name, he may get back his identity. That would be very good outcome. Different ways, Daniel. It's just mass grave. They are thrown in.
Тут, а вот что вот здесь?
Es sasīju par to
Par ko?
šrapneli, par to galvasvairs.
Jā.
Часть. Uzraksts ir часть. Взяла, короче, фотку даже если рассыпать.
А что, какую фото? Что там?
Ādas priekšmets ar uzrakstu. На мумифицированной части тела.
Regina zamummificirованный?
Yeah.
And Regina just said that some parts of that soldier are mummified.
This is one, but there is.
Where? Can you show me where the other one was?
Tur, jā.
Tur, jā, te lejā no kalna, you'll see the big, a lot of sand was there. You'll see where they dug freshly. Но камера какая есть, тут скорее сигнал плохой, чем камера. С камерой нет проблем.
Nu, tur.
Reku tev lāstu, tev vajag.
Steven, any luck?
No, enough mosquito bites to
sell myself as a medical experiment. But no thanks.
Мы сейчас поднимаем по Первой мировой русских солдат. Это вторая яма. Мы начали во вторник. Первую и третью яму мы успели выкопать во вторник.
Андрей,
М?
знаете, вам наверх, фоткайте и попробуйте очистить.
Take this one and try to clean it out.
No,
Во
but we'll
вторник
get one.
в третьей яме был найден
And you got
Георгиевский крест с номером. Мы узнали имя солдата сразу и часть. Он служил в 440-м Богорусланском пехотном полку, если я правильно помню. Вот. Но нам надо было продолжать. Нам надо было ехать в Курляндию уже вечером, и мы не успели докопать эту яму. Мы их закрыли мешками и прикопали. Вот сегодня приехали назад и продолжаем. Лаврей Христин.
Андрей,
Ну,
дайте посмотрите вот так вот, что это
Так.
такое, мы не понимаем. В районе,
Арне, панем.
кисти, вот в районе кисти.
This was not far from his hand. We'll take a look what it is.
Skaļāk bišķi runāt.
Es duksi runāju kā varu. Gribi saidi runāt. Var dzirdēt visu.
some Russian writing there.
There's written chest, which means a unit. Or a unit or a part.
Ау,
And here's some more writings.
Yeah,
а что может
it's in
быть
real
это?
poor condition now, mate.
A tu ņem ārā jau viņu?
Arni, varbūt paprovēt, nu, palasīt.
Pirmais ir čests kaut kāda
Kaut kāda vienība vai daļa.
Kas tur bija rakstīts virsū?
Часть. Tas viss, ko var izlasīt.
Часть.
Чего?
Просто железная такая.
Это ладанка.
Ладно?
Это как Аркенункс марка.
Можно этот, тогда пакет.
Zini, kas tas varētu būt? Cepurs iekšpusē nevar... Nē.
Ну, во-первых, не лежак, а захоронение. И нашли его просто, когда искали.
Dāli,
Nu, no Krievijas, saproti?
Nāher momentāli.
dāli, varētu lūdzu maisiņu. Un tas ir Kenons, dāli.
Ko?
Tas ir kas par priekšmetu.
Es nezinu.
Nu, tad viņi saka, ka tas varētu būt atpazīšana.
Nu, bet tur ir iekšā papīrs, un viņš nav
Labi,
lasāms.
maisiņu varētu.
Well, that's secondary right now. Yeah. Right.
No idea.
Ko, smagi.
Вот, и потом во вторник нам надо было ехать дальше в Курляндию, потому что в Курляндии у нас был проект по поиску немецких солдат из дивизии СС Нордланд. Вот. Мы закончили там, и тогда на пути назад вернулись сюда докопать.
I think you'd better to put that in the box and clean it. It's not going to.
Yeah, nothing
You're
wrong
not
with
going to be able
it.
to do it from here. There's no point in pulling it apart. Because if you do that
Še maisiņš.
at the farm or something, you can probably open that up more. But when
They'll still crumble.
yeah,
It's hard and brittle. If it's brittle now, it will be more brittle at the
Yeah.
farm.
Вы будете смотреть вот?
as you can
или
see,
как?
there's still some of that yellow writing on that inside part.
Take this one.
Потом мне сюда.
Viņi sauc, viņi kladinka ar klāt.
Ладно?
Lādanka viņas saukā dažkārt. Jā.
Reikina, tu taidun, ja?
Что? Да, да.
That could be the identification tag. We could try to open it.
Yeah.
There should be a paper, but the paper will be gone in all these years.
Right.
So that one, steel thing.
Got it back in the box
No,
down
no,
there?
no, steel thing. Try to open it up. Try to open it and see if it is the thing I think about.
Там, где голова и нету ног, да? А вара, здесь бок, да.
Oh, box.
It opens from a side. Here should be a hinge. Just try to pry it open with a knife.
Нет.
You got one on you?
I have for not for digging, but for food.
Eggs, can I nick your knife? Can I nick your knife? Are you still on it? Okay.
Do you have it with you, the knife? Inca. Yeah, maybe when Daniel will come. Then.
Let's just clean it up then.
То есть что мы
Yeah.
ищем сейчас? Бокс, где нет чего.
Yeah, that is the thing. That is like a dog tag.
Yeah.
Only one dog tag, but you will not get anything from it. All of the paper will be gone.
You can see the line where it...
Yeah. It's impossible to read it, unfortunately.
Labstu lielu,
Kur tā auto blakā, tur vispār bija pakāpiena apakšā. Viņa jau ir kaut kur tagad nošļūcināta lejā.
You ever got any of these?
Hmm?
Have you ever found any of these you can read?
No,
Давай,
I have not even found any that you can open. They had very
Do you want to grab a
bad
knife off
quality paper in it.
that? Yeah, if he's got it, yeah. Well,
They had very bad quality paper in it, which was like a cigarette paper. Week in the rain back then, and it's gone. 100 years in the ground, no chance.
Tagad tu? Jā, tas ir tas. Davai, uz mani atsūti. Čāļi, to vietu vajag izrakt ārā, vajag no apakšas
Okay,
uztaisīt
so
tā kā
you're
tie
opening him
pakāpieni
from
viens,
there, yeah?
tā kā apakšas viss ir noirzinājuši.
From there on, David.
Yeah. Cleaning, yes?
You see, there will be not even that fluff could be the remains of paper. Yeah, but it's
Bad.
bad and it's not readable. You will never be able to read it. Yeah, it's just some mold in there. It's not even a paper.
No.
Not even a trace of paper. This is British bayonet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Да, английский. Yeah, that's just a mold. That's not a paper. Paper just dissolved.
No, there's none there. Not a bit.
Да, вот это по...
This is, I think, the worst type
Yeah.
of identification you could possibly imagine. Нет, это не тряпочка, это там такая как плесень только осталась, там даже нету следов бумаги, там все ушло. И в этих ладанках бумага была примерно как сигаретная, то есть через неделю в влажной среде она совершенно расползалась. С этим были даже проблемы во время Первой мировой войны, что они не могли идентифицировать солдат по этим ладанкам. And I think they took the paper out when they found the soldier. They took the paper out. И вот, да, кстати, если я правильно помню, то они открывали эти ладанки и забирали бумажки для отчета в штабе о потерях. Так что
Does
там
Regina want it back
по-любому
down
все
there?
плохо.
Does she want it back in the box or keep it?
Yes, give back to Regina to put in box.
Regina.
For me, yes.
Yep.
Steven, can you open from your phone the video to take a look at the quality? I think Facebook was still uploading the previous live, and that's why the quality was not that good. Okay guys, yeah, it seemed that when I done the small Facebook live with announcement of that we will do live on YouTube, the video quality was bad because it was still uploading.
See if we get a notification. No notification.
Yeah. For example, Steven, one of our guys who is subscriber on Facebook, he has no notification that we had a live because Facebook cuts down our traffic. So we'll do more and more things on YouTube, and we'll try to popularize YouTube channel and make it main thing for live videos and videos at all. The Facebook would be used only as a backup and as a thing to post photos. Для Первой мировой это ничего особого, это глубина сохранения. У нас бывало и до 3-3,5 метров. Yeah, one guy told that it's a significant deep of a burial, but for the First World War, that's nothing big. About 2 years ago, we had to dig around 3.5 meters deep. The mass grave had some 5 layers, and they were thrown in a huge crater from some 300 plus millimeters artillery shell. Do you see it on YouTube? Oh, it's Facebook.
That's Facebook.
Take a look if someone shared. No. Open Facebook. Take a look if there is a share on a page. No, not like that. Go to a timeline. Go down. Down. Yep, and that one.
That's right.
Yep. Yeah, the quality is really good, it seems.
Где? Нет. Ай, вот там. Так, где Стас? И все, да?
Это все тоже.
Господи.
Это другой.
Какой другой? Нет. Где ног не было? Ну только что вы подавали.
Ноги тоже.
Duksī, vari pastīties, tur man liekas Apakšējais kāja daļas nav, tur ir tikai augšējās daļas.
Там одна нога.
Вот здесь одна нога есть.
Да, там одна нога.
Or yeah, or
Нет.
he's going like
Ну
that.
да, это
Да, 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 все хорошо.
еще маленький.
Yeah,
I'll show from a different point of view.
Shrapnel, is it?
Good.
Inga, show shrapnel.
Show with the finger where it is. There is a lead shrapnel ball, the Inca points. Possibly it was one of the reasons.
It looks like it's on the hip to the soldier.
Underneath?
His head is here.
Yeah.
On a boot here. So it's underneath this guy.
Yeah, but it could fall through as well. Lead is heavy.
Yeah. But it seems,
it
like,
looks
it's,
stuck.
it seems like it's embedded into the
Into the
hip
bone,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
Could be, could be.
yeah, because it's very
Yeah,
stuck
Carlos,
and-
when he, Carlos found a soldier with a cap badge. Here, this one.
Короче, это выглядит как пуля, вокруг которой
Покажу.
ткань. Причем, смотри, как она сохранилась хорошо. Так, и здесь она.
It seems to be a bullet with a piece of cloth around it. Я тебе скажу, как пуля, она мельхиоровая.
Да.
Да, и
Сохранилась.
в мельхиоре есть меди, медь сохраняет
Это пуля,
предметы.
Да, это пуля с куском ткани.
Can I open the door, the
Только
car?
потом.
Daniel has the keys. I don't
Oh,
know.
yes.
I think he's somewhere there.
Yeah, he's downstairs. Okay, thanks.
Мальчики. Guys.
Inka, so tell situation what you have here.
Yeah, we have a
Так, Игорь, аккуратненько.
so-called mass grave, and it's probably been a shell crater or trench line, which soldiers were just thrown in by their comrades during battle or after the battle. Of course, we don't know who put them here. It might be the civilians returning to their area after the war. Most probably,
Germans or Russians
it's Russians.
buried them. No, but the ones who buried them could
It's
be
prob-
Germans as well,
Yeah, of course.
because the land was left. Germans took it.
All
Yeah.
right. So at least they are jumbled together, filtered underneath each other.
Этот
One head
complete.
is that way, one head is another
Yeah, I
way.
see.
Some is on the skew under them.
Аккуратно.
It's a bit difficult.
Да.
And what you have here underneath?
Underneath this two soldiers here is another soldier with a shrapnel ball embedded in him. There is a enamel drinking cup and some metal buckle.
Metal buckle looks like the common one from a soldier's belt.
Yeah, very simple one.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're using brushes and patience to remove the sand so we can see the layout of the soldiers. If they have any form of jewelry or identifications like rings or medals, awards, which might have numbers or even names engraved.
Yeah.
Andrew, come back. Давай, this is good.
Горизонтал просто. Усимати.
Ochinala mājas un jā, izņem kasti. Yes, guys, if you have any questions, feel free to ask, and we'll answer them. Ну, сапоги, например, ну не у всех были. Сапоги вот тут есть сапоги. Царские сапоги. Вот, кого-то сняли сапоги, кого-то не сняли.
Yeah, this is World War I positions outside of Riga,
Монетки не знаю, я знаю, во вторник крестик был найден, пару крестиков.
which have been thrown into a shell crater or a trench line. At the moment, I'm not sure how many soldiers were taken out from here, but it's at least 12, maybe 15. And some is lying with the heads in that direction, some in this direction, and some in the opposite direction, on top of each other. We can see this soldier had all a mask on. You see part of his uniform or underclothing, a buckle for equipment, very simple back buckle. And on the soldier laying underneath here has a shrapnel ball embedded in his hip, it looks like.
Эрик, поним, по фону не дай, все за штуку. Выглядишь, не даешь.
World War I, and they were killed during combat with the German troops. And maybe the German soldiers threw them into this pit after the battles because the German held this area.
Ja. Meine, oder?
Так, что-то... Снимать.
Можно? Дай.
Я?
Смотри, Виктор, еще одна голова.
Еще одна голова?
Да, 3 слоя ж сразу скажу. Дай.
Anģi pilika darbu, kur aizskrē. Kaut kur pamuka. Вот.
Стоп. Здесь? Нет, это рукается.
Бачиш, здесь.
Because it's a fan. Ванночки поднимем. Varētu paskatīties, varbūt kādā vanniņa trūkst viena kāja.
Vanniņa tikai ar kājām.
Tur kājas tur ir?
Tur nav, te nav. Vispār.
Tur nav kājas, rek vispār nav. Rek, tam vispār nav kājas.
Да, покажи, может показать? Там,
Еще там.
там он весь уже собран.
Нет.
Там нет трех.
Нет.
Слушай, это еще один человек.
Varēja pa citurienu iet iekšā.
Tur neviena nav vairāk.
Te nu vairāk nav. Kur tas ir sēdējies? Čau.
Good, it's made of pure wood.
Not metal.
Oh, good. What help?
Главное не это, чтобы там основном запуск. А нельзя было это? Виктор, что ты на уезд, да?
Nē, tur nogas lejā.
Okay, I'm back.
Cik ir skatītāji?
21. Nu, ap 20 turēs.
Это опять это ладно. Давай. Tur nav lasama.
Duksi varētu taisīt, pastīties kvalitāti.
Lādanka nav lasama, ja?
Viņas nav lasāmas, Regīna.
Pagaid, nu davai iedošu. Čak viņš šūti.
Tā.
Gaidi? Piedod viņam.
Another Russian ID tag. But chance of them being readable is less than winning several millions in a lottery. Ciao, Venti.
I have a question about reading these Russian dog tags.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be possible to do that with an X-ray machine, for example, from a dentist, the X-ray machines they are using, and we could maybe see what they have stamped on these metal tags?
The funniest thing that the metal tag is just a carrier for a piece of paper in it.
Oh right, it's these little boxes.
Yeah, little boxes with a piece of paper.
Oh.
Venti Dainis nav, diemžēl. Dainis jau ir mājās. And those papers, they disintegrate during a few days in wet conditions. I read somewhere that it was even problematic to identify the soldiers during the battles in WW1. Duksī, tev sveiciens no Venta. Tev ar sveicienu no Dukšu, Dukšs tur tālāk aizgājis.
А можно, пожалуйста, да, когда ладан поставить сюда? Нет. Да, это Вот. Ну тогда кладите, да? А это будет Excavation. Так, а это что? Естественно, да, наверное.
Ладно, да.
От него, да? Потому что там шли. Ну я не знаю, даже водички.
Nu, короче, konceptuāli vienreiz panāks, ka
Mm.
17. līdz
Well, that's not that easy question. With the Germans as well. Okay, we work together with them to identify them, but we don't get any funding from Germany. Same as we don't get any funding from anyone else. As for the Russian authorities, Russian embassy knows what we do. They attend burials, but that's all. No other help from them.
Krūzīt,
Kas?
krūzīt.
Jā, tur iemalījā tā krūzīte. Standarts.
Pēc tam vēl viena rinda ir.
Zem viņiem ir. Šitie te divi un trešais redz apakšā zem viņiem ir.
Пакет.
Hello. If you have any questions, just ask. We are right now on WW1 Eastern Front, positions near Riga, and we are recovering WW1 Imperial Russian soldiers. We started at this place on Tuesday. We found 3 mass graves. 2 of them we managed to recover, and the third one we had to leave, partly recovered because we had to move further to Kurland. In Kurland we had to recover Scandinavian SS troops, mainly from SS Nordland. We were successful at that, and then we went back here on the way home, and we finished recovering World War I Russian soldiers. So we recover both wars, both sides, no matter what. All soldiers deserve proper burial. They already paid their highest price. And you don't care about politics and other things.
Ау, слушайте, я сегодня достанусь без головы. Нельзя что-нибудь сюда? А бутылка есть? Нету бутылки пластмассовой? Нет?
Одеть на сук этот?
Ну, конечно. У нас
Do you
еще
guys
вот
have
всё
any
под этим
plastic bottles empty? Regina visu laiku sitās ar galvu pret to sakni.
головой.
Ну надо спилить его, не можешь
А,
спилить?
не сказали, не могут.
Кто не могут?
Все вот кто сидит, никто не может.
Что не может?
Сук спилить.
Никому не...
Pagaid.
Кто не может уже? Ну? Вот
Це
доктор золотая пила.
Так, ну это...
Ты не можешь, Регина? Может, ты не можешь.
Просто подним еще один. Я еще 10 раз.
Paņem, Kārli, dabūj kaut kur cirvi, iecer,
Tu cirtais, tu visu apgāzīs. Projekt zāģi.
jāiecert un jānolauž.
Nē, nu kā tu iet? Tūlītās būs.
Zāģi. Āņģa, kāds tu stāvoklis ir?
Kur?
Tajā,
23 stabili.
Mums pilnīgi pietiek, mēs esam priecīgi arī par to. Eta pozīcija, nu, zini, kā šitā pozīcija saucās?
No,
Šitā pozīcija saucās Rīgā deguna pozīcija ar rodu galā. Rods uz deguna. Tur ir rodu mājas. Un šitā pozīcija saucās par Rīgā deguna pozīcija.
so Talis say this is crooked nose position. Here's a crooked nose and there is, how to say, mosquito position. Because if you go there, you are eaten up by mosquitoes.
Tur ir mājas, rodu.
Tur ir mājas?
Jā.
Ну да, я вижу.
Okay, there is a house name called mosquitoes.
Да здесь вон полно еще костей. Посмотри, что
So Daniel, you finished with your map.
Yes. So we'll hold it in the relative position here. As you can see, that's the road there. I believe that was definitely constructed after World War I, even its position. This is a small track that goes along the side there where our cars are parked. You can see them there. This is another road that goes further down, and it's just to kind of add some border. And this is a hill on top of which the German positions are built. And they're facing this way. Riga is through the forest there a long way. This would have been no man's land in here in this flat area, so this is a good position because you have some high ground and you can fire down across anyone trying to advance towards you. In the winter of late 1916 and early 1917, during the so-called Christmas battles, because it took place around the Christmas of the Russian calendar, Russian troops advanced from across no man's land, because it was also frozen, because this goes towards a large swamp here, and assaulted the German positions here. They were successful in some areas, but here it seems that the Germans managed to hold on to the positions, and they buried the Russian dead in mass graves directly in front of their lines. So you can see it's like literally 5 meters away from the German trench there. They just dug a hole on the other side and threw all
There's
the
trench
bodies in.
where Talis stands, they
Just
trench.
behind him there you see the little line where it dips, goes right along here, and then you see it turns here and there's some more. So right in this little bend in the trench position here, they buried, I don't know, how many have we found here so far?
So far,
Yeah.
at least 9.
9, 10, possibly more. Further down there was another mass grave that was excavated on Tuesday, was it?
Yeah.
Yeah? And it was also the same idea, directly in front of the German positions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if anyone has any questions in the live stream, please just write them, comment, and yeah, we'll answer them for you.
And tell us if you need such like maps with explanation what happened here and what we see and things like that.
Вин, покажи палец, поставь, где это. Это осколок, да? Так. Понял? Tā. Šodien te mēs varam redzēt, kā ir šķemba ir ietriekusies pieres daļā, pie acis.
Ну да, вот нет. Классика.
Tu neizskati to šrapneli? Kur bija šrapneli? Pie kājas viņš ir. Kur ir tas šrapnelis?
Ja viņam vajadzēja uz tā teikt gluži kaula apakšējiem stāvēt.
Re, kur ir viņš šrapnelis? Augstāk, ej pirkstu. Ej uz priekšu vēl, ej, stop! Jā. Так. Ты будешь выбирать эту голову? А можно сейчас выбирать уже? Или копать еще?
How you mean war nickname for this place? For example, in a documents of that guy whom we have found in the third mass grave, this place was called No Man's Land Hill. Luksi, tās vārds nekur citur neparādās. Es viņu pirmo reizi redzēju tajos arhīvos.
Нет, смотри. А здесь была я не знаю, я там не копался. Ребро.
Когда начинаются ягоды, грибы, то есть вопрос бабок, это
Рекурит забаки.
У нас вот еще вот замок. Вот смотри, вот чили сапоги.
их не надо вести. Может быть, их сразу надо.
А голова его где?
Pastāsti kvalitāti. Atver vaļā.
А у нас нету какой из головы без...
Nogām? Vienīgi, ka varbūt šitie zābas kādam citam ir. Šienes.
Tā jūtas, jā?
Jā.
Ой. Так, туалет, позвоночник. Это позвоночник.
Просто.
У нас есть ноги, да?
Да, есть ноги, но нет другой.
Отлично. Да, мы нашли
Тут только
Мы
ноги
нашли
эти.
продолжение. На, положи.
А этот есть.
Положи туда, где ноги. Чьи вот это? Так, а поближе.
Nu, jā. Vai kaut kā uzlabot, jāparunā ar
Давай.
kolēģiem.
Что это такое? А у меня такое есть.
Где?
Две ноги.
Labāk ķēra, viņam iespējas. Viņam
тогда
jāiet
отдельную
kaut kas,
ванну.
varbūt ir jaudīgāk.
Там у нас в отдельной ванне были руки, да? А руки у нас были отсюда. А, ну вот. Там
Kamera jau nav slikta.
что меняет?
Bet
Нет,
varbūt
это
vienkārši
очень
sakara
сам.
lēni.
Нет, это мой.
Jā.
Что? Нет, руки там у нас отдельно. Вот это.
Посмотрим, как это. Ну, я думаю, что как всегда. Пройдет 2 года, 3 года, этот забор завершит.
Tā, ko mums vajag? Ko mums vajag? Mums vajag...
Tur tas šķamba? Nokomentē šķambu, kas tas?
So, for example, this soldier who was recovered. No.
Paskaties, lūdzu, ja kaut kur būs kāja.
The soldier who was recovered just now, he has a piece of shrapnel embedded next to his eye. So, most likely he was killed by artillery.
Izņems vārā vai ko?
Nevajag neko duksu čekrot.
Liekas kājas mums nav, ja?
Tur vēl viens kas kājā. Nu tā, sveči, šitai tev ir viss, ja?
Nē, man no šeit.
Tas ir viss. Jā. Kaut kas pietrūkst, kas kāja. Tīvs ir pagaidām viss. Tas, kas tur stāv. Tas arī ir viss. Jā, davai.
А можно тогда вот крышечку ванну?
Lokam tikai tur sākums viss.
Jā.
Any luck?
Kurš ir vēl viss?
Some meat or something.
Нет.
Can you call Daniel? Maybe he can continue a little bit with the live. Yeah, call Daniel. Yeah. My hands just tied a little bit.
Так, все. Cik mums tur vēl ir tie karavīri apakšā? Vienam tur galvu, tur kājas un tā otra vēl kaut kāja. Jā, tur no tās puses tu nevar sākt ņemt ārā?
Nu, вот šeit vajag cilvēku, kurš to pateiks. Nu, pagaidām.
Давай,
Виктор, ты
тот.
снял все?
Jā.
Так вынимайте, пусть.
Все, вынимаем. No kājām sāc ņemt ārā visus tos ātri.
Вот его надо.
Так, так.
Здесь нет уже.
Taču to tagad var sākt ņemt ārā, ja?
Jā. По vienam tu ņem.
Посмотрите, у нас нету какой-то ванночки, где только верхняя часть.
Oh, take over live for some moment.
Давай.
Take over live for some
Vāciet,
moment.
padalējāt to vānačku.
Together with Inke. Give that this one down.
Carlson?
Wait, it's empty?
No, it's not empty. It's full.
Tas ir.
Something goes.
You want empty one, yeah?
Jā, jā, dod šurpu viņu to. Tas ir Regīnai.
Yeah, whatever. You want me to take over live, yeah?
Yeah, take this one.
Нет, да нет.
Trade
Где
you.
была
Шесть,
верхняя
шесть, шесть.
часть? Говори, подумай.
Augšējā daļa.
So I pass live to Daniel. He speaks German and English.
Какой-то или кошелек, или если вдруг кофточка будет, дайте у меня обратно. Этого? А где она была тогда пустая?
Совсем мало?
Чище поставила, что здесь.
Так, надо еще одного.
Kas ir iekšā? Tukšmaks, jā?
Тук.
Carlos,
Yep.
can you tell us what that item is that's by his rib cage?
Which one?
This
From this?
this thing there, what is that?
This one is basically a cup from
It's a cup.
like enameled material, so it's really like well preserved over these years.
Okay.
Probably had it in his like pocket or something. And that's why.
Klausies,
Looks
Eriks,
like
mūsu
it,
rokā
yeah.
palīdz viņam izņemt ārā, bet pirmo reizi.
Kas?
To
Нормально он
karavīrs ātrāk
вынес,
iesim.
нормальный мальчик.
Ātrāk, bet.
Я. А вот это.
Tu šrapneli
А
atsevišķi
tukši
noliec,
vanna
zini?
nevar? Tukši vanna.
Iedomājam tukšu
Okay,
Anni.
Carlos, I think I might come down to get a closer look of what you're doing there.
You can maybe go.
Talos,
Sure.
отванивает.
You can try to pass on that side. It will be easier.
Yeah, okay, will do. Tali, es eju zem. Paldies.
Vajag vēl vienu palīgu.
You can see here the enameled cup, most likely in his pocket there. There's a rusted piece, probably his belt buckle.
Yeah,
Vilma, убери, пожалуйста.
or something from equipment.
Yeah. You can see here that these guys have been thrown into the mass grave. One head facing that way and the next layer the feet facing the other way, because you can see here are already the boots of the man lying directly below him.
Стоп, а это надо это подним, да?
These mass graves usually are in several layers, usually around 2 to 3 layers, sometimes 4 or more. Often bomb craters were used as pre-made mass graves, and they were dug out a bit, and then the bodies of the fallen were just thrown in quickly during a pause in the fighting.
Еще. Еще будет один. Бедро от этого? И от того. Бедро от того, да. Потом выйдем. Потом? А где пакетик?
A lot of care must be taken when removing the bones in these types of graves, because they're lying directly on top of each other, so you don't want to grab the bones from the guy below or the guy to each side. Yeah, thanks. We moved to YouTube because Facebook was censoring our content because they deemed showing these types of excavations where you can see bones and skulls and so forth as not being suitable content that people can just scroll by in their, in their news feeds. So unfortunately on YouTube that means it's more important that people share our videos from YouTube and on other platforms as well, so we can get the message out there and spread awareness about the work that we're doing here.
Looks like it's some kind of a wallet or something.
It's a wallet, yeah?
I don't know.
Well, there's a metallic enamel button on the top there. Carlos, why don't you slowly open it, see if there's any personal contents inside that could tell us more about this man.
Yep. Something metallic. It could be like a icon for Orthodox Christians.
Yeah, it's an icon. Whoa, careful.
Yep. Check it out. And there's a button
that looks like an icon.
Could be something.
These icons and Orthodox crosses are very frequently found on these soldiers. It seemed that most of them did have some type of religious effect with them.
Well, when you go to war, you want every type of support you can get, so it's logical. It was probably around his neck.
Where did you find it? In what position?
In here, and
it seems like it was in a leather pouch around his neck.
It could actually be for this person, because as you can see there's a skull underneath.
Where did you exactly find it?
Here. And it's like the neck area.
That's from the guy on the top, because it's too close to the other guy's head. Yeah, I think so.
Well, then yeah.
I'll hold it up in the light here so we can see. It's got some type of copper-based alloy, most likely brass or something. And there's the enamel button. Or what type of material is that, Carlos, you think? It's even clay maybe or something. Some type of button which held the leather case closed and he wore it around his neck.
We found actually I think two of those to the soldiers that were buried where you're standing.
We always share it on our Facebook page, and if you're friends with any of our members on their personal Facebooks, they also frequently share these live videos. So before we go live on YouTube, we always make a post on Facebook, and we always link directly to our live stream on YouTube, so it's not so hard to find, but yeah, but still the sharing's important.
Нет, вот это.
Это там.
Да. Лопатка здесь? Да, вот это. Тебе сначала вот этого надо снять, потому что это под низом уже. Правильно?
А я не знаю.
Не знаю. Кстати, а у вас не было человека без головы? Эл,
Есть человек.
слышишь? Голову снимай.
Yeah, it's like что-то.
Все, это мы можем отдавать, это же полный. Да? Да?
Right. I'm gonna check for smaller bones. Anything else is not on this?
See if there's maybe a cockade from his cab.
It might be.
You can use a pinpointer around there, that should bring it up.
Check afterwards.
Vlad here is probing for more soldiers that may lie underneath this layer that we're working on right now, or to the sides. The stick is used, especially in sandy earth, to find any bones or boots or anything large that may be underneath the surface, and when we have some contact we can do a test dig and then see if there's anything there.
Only a boot for the
Раз, два, три, четыре.
This one belongs to the same one, I
Вон
presume.
голова. Еще же вон голова. Слышишь? Поднизаем. Господи, от это не знаю. Может, от этого сапоги.
You show us the cup, Carlos?
Yep.
А водички нам никто не
Still
принес.
looks
Вообще.
pretty well
Даже не
preserved.
предложил.
Obviously, there's nothing inside of use. Just some dead leaves.
We always appreciate the donations. This is an entirely voluntary organization and non-profit, so any amount of donation helps. So thank you very much for supporting us in our work. We have contests every year with a raffle, and if you win the raffle, you can come out to Latvia and join us on one of these expeditions.
You can see
There'll be more details on our website and our Facebook page. See, there's the actual. It's a Swedish cup.
Yep.
Made in Sweden. Look at that. Let's hold that really close to the camera there. So this looks like a civilian cup that was made in Sweden and was imported.
It was probably bought.
Let's go ask one of our Swedish.
Yeah, ask him.
One of our Swedish friends about this. Check this out, and we found a Swedish cup here.
That's the second one I've seen.
The second Swedish cup.
Yeah, last year or the year before.
Looks like it's a civilian one. A closer look at the icon here.
You grabbed it in or?
I did, yeah. I just wanted to show the camera, show the viewers.
Отлично. Тогда там. Цикем сторону. Вен сдели, курот рогал. А.
Te vienā tur abi zābaki, te galva.
Два. Да. Ну все, здесь два. Да. Здесь два. Вовремя надо встать. Да. Сверх. Так. Раз, два. 2.5.
2.5.
Some, 2.5. From this.
Regina, do you think there's any more?
What?
Any more soldiers below or to the sides?
Yes, below is a half a soldier from this, and one soldier and two soldiers.
So you think that this is the last layer of the ones that are
Yes.
lying this way?
Yes, I think so.
Okay. So there were 3 layers in total.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes, was,
Okay. So it looks like our work here may be done soon.
Вот, вот. Спокойно.
Just a couple more to go. Carlos, can you tell us how many were found in this grave?
I think it was 7 or something like that, because the first day when we were here we found 3 here, and now we have 4, 5, 6, then 7. Could be even more. I think maybe there was certainly one in that corner, so it could be even 8 or 9 in this grave.
It seems very possible.
Yeah, that's logical.
Mm-hmm. You saw the Swedish cup? It's cool. Ah, Anton here has the original picture of the enamel company that made this cup here in Sweden, likely before the First World War.
Very famous Swedish company.
Can you tell us more about it?
They make a lot of stuff. The more important stuff they make is submarines. Or they used to make submarines. So
This one's finished.
a lot of they had a lot of projects going on.
Is there
think you
an
could-
empty tray somewhere?
Find these
Yes, yes.
enameled items in every home in Sweden at this time.
And it was also a popular export product for the Swedes?
Yes.
Seems logical. May have belonged to a Latvian if it was so close.
Maybe, yes.
But once
Probably
again,
at that time it was bought before the war when the relations
but
were-
Sweden also exported to St. Petersburg and elsewhere in the Russian Empire, so I don't think it's so much of an indication. It's just interesting.
Par visu kāju?
Nē, izņem ārā.
Nazis nav kaut kur?
Pagaidi, es tūlīt nofilmēju to visu. Pagaidi?
Jā.
Pagaidi? Pagaidi?
Смотри, какой мужчина был.
Tā, šis tā. Redz, tā, vienmeklīt, pagaidi. Otrā viņš filmē.
Alright, for those of you interested, I can show you a little bit more about some of the trench systems and more about the geography of this position. I'm just climbing out of the hole right now. You can see that this geography is based along this ridge. It runs alongside the more recently constructed road over there. And these were German positions in the winter of 1916 and 1917. And going down the embankment, it becomes much more flat in the forest and then goes out towards the swamps between Jelgava and Riga. And some of the trenches are still clearly very, very visible. So we're going to take a quick walk over here and I can show you all some of the trenches here. Now these Imperial Russian soldiers were buried immediately in front of the German trenches. Looks like we have a sleeping individual here. I think that's an Andres. Looks like we have our first casualty of the day here. So you can see here that this little ditch was once the German trench. It's been filled in and collapsed consistently. And that it continues going through the forest here between the trees, running along this ridge, perpendicular to the road. There are sometimes two lines of trenches going around to the back, and then the forward trench here. Go up to a bit higher so we can see a bit more here. Looks like here was a larger bunker or some forward position, perhaps for artillery or something. And there's another trench going there. And then looking back towards our digging site, you can see how close to the road it is. But once again, that road was constructed much later. Looks like there's another test dig happening here. Could you tell us what we found here for the camera?
Ah, yes, we found... we found nothing. It's from... how to say it?
A bunker.
No, pechka.
It's a brick.
Yes.
But what's it from, you think? A bunker or
From
some...
here, from this back.
Looking at the...
It was very deep. The depth is about 2 meters.
And this is more recent plastic. Did you also pull this out?
No, this from this time.
Oh, okay. Someone just threw their garbage here.
Yeah,
That's
it's a garbage.
very sad. Do you think this might have been a bunker or something here?
Yes.
It
All
looks
these
like it.
bunkers was very deep.
So they were dug into the ground.
Yes.
So they likely didn't stand up very much. And they're right next to the trench line here. And you can see where you would have been able to connect to the bunker here going forward. Looks like there might be another one over there in this little hollow area here. Looks quite collapsed. What else have you found there?
That's it. Some buttons.
Can we see the button?
Yes.
It's German. Johnny is digging back in Kurland. He's spent a lot of time at Machine Gun Hill already and wanted to check out some potential new sites in Kurland. So he won't be with us today, so sorry I don't have such a nice accent as he does. This might be from a Zeltbahn or something because of the 3 holes.
These two from Arisaka,
Yeah.
and this one is the Germans.
Spent German cartridge
Yes.
and 2 Russians.
It's written when it's made.
Can you show it?
15.
1915. Look at that. And what's this from?
It's from brick.
A pipe,
From-
yeah?
Yes, a pipe.
Maybe for water, maybe from a chimney
And we
or something.
found the
Hole through it. Most likely it was from a chimney then, because it was above the bunker. The smoke was going up from the fireplace and it got shot through there by something. Or a piece of shrapnel. Very interesting. The button back there. What else have you found here? Some more rusty things?
No, yes, some rusty, some cups.
This is a tin. Maybe from a tin can or something.
Maybe.
Some... No, it's
Maybe
thicker.
from brick.
Or it could be also gas mask, no?
Hard to say.
If anyone has an idea of what this could be, please leave it in the comments. Take a look at it afterwards, I suppose. 'Cause it does have a little lip here, from where it could be closed with something. And it does have something here that might be a hinge or something. Very interesting. Some more rusty pieces. Some type of construction, most likely from the bunker. Alright, we're going to go back to the mass grave and we're going to see if they've managed to figure out exactly how many more are still resting beneath that second layer we were looking at earlier. Today we are on World War I positions, German World War I positions. Between Riga and Jelgava in Latvia. During the winter of 1916 and 1917, there were very, very heavy battles here between Imperial Russian and Imperial German forces. Carlos, do we have any updates?
We're trying to figure out how they're...
Viņa šitā atrodas, bet plaust izskatās varētu būt no šitā.
Jo te nekas apakšā nav, ja vienīgi no iepriekš.
Te kaut kas metāls.
Так, что я делаю? Тогда я могу? Наверное, какого-то. Давай, чуть-чуть.
How many more?
Two.
Oh, let's go. Anders, can you show us that polished icon there? You managed to clean it up, yeah?
Just a little bit.
It's from the same guy with the Swedish cup.
Evo, tas ir viss, jā? Tas ar to kaut.
Looks like it appears to be some kind of saint.
Jā, bet ar to krūzīti tas arī ir viss
Christopher,
jāsniedz.
Saint
Kur
Christopher
kājas
maybe,
nav.
I don't
Nē,
know.
viss tas ir ar
Possibly.
krūzīti, jā?
On the backside?
Daniel?
I was actually looking for inscriptions, but nothing.
There was nothing.
Nothing.
They were too corroded, you think?
No, I don't think they made any.
Это 0,2 того?
Не, ну те, он.
Нет, вот эти. Камшиска.
Tas tad sanāk šim ir.
Ну все, тогда вот складывай этого, бери 0,2. Это вторая.
So, Carlos, this is the final layer, yes?
Yep.
There's no more below them.
No more.
Tas tur viens, kas tur stāv aizstāvīgi.
Varētu būt, ka tas arī bija.
Jā, un augstā vajag būt.
We finished all of our excavations yesterday, and today this is a mass grave because it was put directly in front of the German trench, which is right by those trees over there, because they quickly buried these fallen Russian soldiers after a pause in the fighting in the winter of 1916 and 1917. So far there's around 10 here, correct, Carlos? 10?
Around 10, yes.
And on Tuesday there was also another mass grave a few meters down this way, maybe some 10 meters or so, just on the other side of those trees. Yesterday we finished digging SS Nordland cemetery, and that was completed. And then we attempted to find another cemetery from World War II nearby, also nearby Prekula, Western Latvia, much more west than here. But unfortunately we weren't able to find the second cemetery, though we finished recovering all the soldiers that we were working on yesterday.
Ну, у нас просто не очищен он до конца. Давай очищем нормально, потому что непонятно. Но в любом случае, ноги...
Tur ir tikai viena roka, jā?
Jā.
Varētu būt, ka šī tam augstā viena.
Ir? Nu, pagaidām vienkārši pamani, kuram nav, jā?
As you can see, Ian, they were thrown in diagonally this way, some with their feet facing this way, as you can see, and some with their heads facing this way. If you can look closely in the corner there by where the knife is, there's a skull, and right to the left are some feet, so they're just thrown in here, not in any particular order, but they seem to be facing opposite directions in the rows. About yesterday, let me just look at the comments again. Yes, Andre, about yesterday, we also did a live stream. We did several live streams about our excavations yesterday at the Nordland Cemetery. And you can look at that on our Facebook page. You can just scroll down, and we have, I think, 2 or 3 live streams from yesterday where it's really shown in detail. We found 2 Danish volunteers. One of them even had a pipe. The other one had a shooting medal, so it was very, very interesting. So if you want to look at that after our stream ends, please feel free to do so.
Kuru karavīru izņēma? Šeit no augšas tu neizņēmi?
Nē, tas ir... You can show, maybe you can show.
What's that, Carlos?
Bone.
Is it a hip?
From the hip, so it was one thing.
Ian, these troops are Imperial Russian soldiers from World War I. Great, Andre. I hope you enjoyed those vlogs. We also had a very interesting day yesterday finding those things. It was always very exciting to see what's going to be found and if we can identify who these soldiers were. We did manage to get a lot of Erkennungsmarken, the ID tags yesterday, so hopefully some of these men will be identified. Maybe their families can be contacted. Unfortunately, with World War I Russian soldiers, it's very difficult to identify them because the Imperial Russian Army did not issue their troops with identification tags. There were some officers that had them, but it was quite rare. So the only thing that we can really rely on is either a name that's inscribed on a personal item, or if they have a medal which is numbered, that can be compared to the information we have from the Russian archives, and we can identify his unit and then potentially his name from that. But once again, it's not always so reliable, unfortunately. So even though these men likely won't be identified, they will be at least buried properly in an orderly manner on a cemetery here at Latvia. Thanks, Andre. We're really glad you enjoyed it. Oops. Ja. Was das hier? Victor's here has an example of an Imperial Russian medal. These are what they look like, and they're numbered.
They're 5 days ago.
This was found on Tuesday on the other mass grave on the same site here. There's also a live stream from that if you're interested in seeing the details behind it. But these are the kind of medals that we have to rely on to identify the soldiers from World War I from the Russian side. Thanks, Ian. This is one of our big passions. It's coming out here and recovering the fallen and always learning things about the past and making sure that these people get a proper burial. This was from yesterday?
Not yesterday, next day.
From Wednesday?
Yep.
So this was from Wednesday, from the Nordland?
Yeah.
From the Nordland cemetery that was mentioned?
Yeah.
Panzeraufklärungsregiment.
No.
This is all, by the way, in the live stream from Wednesday, if you want to see that in detail. Shrapnel damage on the helmet.
Oh, this. No.
Ah, the SS runes on the helmet. This was one of the helmets that was found on Wednesday at the SS Nordland cemetery. So check out our stream from Wednesday if you want to see more about this. Looks like he was hit with shrapnel and the helmet was exploded and cracked in the explosion. Looks like we found a cross from one of the soldiers. Silver cross. Can you give me the... Okay. Regina, can I have? I want to show the viewers. Paldies. See, it's a very small Orthodox cross. So very touching when you find these personal effects of the man who once wore this.
No, we don't have that I like.
Anders, could you maybe see if you could clean up this cross a little bit, and then we'll come back to the viewers and show them what it looks like when it's cleaned.
Tell me this something story. Really,
Tā, kurš ir tas krūzīt, to var likt iekšā, jā?
Tas ir pabeigts, jā.
Yes, Andre, that was actually in the exact same area of the Kurland Kessel front where we were digging from the previous days. If you have any further information, perhaps from archives, please get in contact with us and send us that information. You can write us over our Facebook page and we can see what we can do. What? Andre has it. Andre will clean it.
Krustiņš kuram ir?
Andre. Andre Tiere.
Viņš tur.
Tiere, ja? Haar livestreams.
Jā, viņš tur meditē.
Ja, ja.
Tikai maisiņš pagaidām. Так, смотри, кому не хватало?
Yes, Ian, we unfortunately do have a problem with grave robbers. People, if they do find these mass graves and other unmarked or unregulated cemeteries, they sometimes do dig up the bodies and take whatever metals or interesting things that could be sold off of the bodies. And that's very unfortunate because it disturbs the grave, and it's also very disrespectful to the soldier and to the fallen to take things off his body like that. So we are very much against that. And all of the personal effects off the bodies, regardless of how interesting or valuable they may be, they're always reburied with the soldier. We never take anything from the graves. We would rather keep the location of that kind of private because, as I mentioned about the black diggers and the grave robbers, we don't want them to probe around in there just in case there are more soldiers. Likely there are more in that area, and we will go back later and see if we can find more, but we don't want these types of people to find them first and loot them, because if you saw some of the things we got from that live stream, those would be of much interest to those types of people, and we want to prevent that. But once again, if we're doing this over private communications, then of course we can share it with you. That's not a problem, but we just don't want to put it out to the general public exactly where all these locations are, just for the security of the people who are here and to prevent any illegal digging and grave robbing. But Andre, I do encourage you to get in contact with us about that information. Okay, looking forward to that. Good morning, Brian. Thanks for tuning in.
Здесь был ведра и нога, как
We found a pencil.
A pencil?
Yeah, remains of it.
Where?
Violet coloring. It's like
Here,
a chemical.
I'm gonna come down. Thanks for sharing, Brian. We always need to get the message and get our work out there.
Here,
Ah, look at that.
with the bone.
Sorry. There's a pencil was in his pocket and now it's fused to the bone. Can you hold it closer?
If
please,
it
Regina?
was in his arm,
Closer.
if it was his arm, they had like the special pocket for mantle, and it was probably inside that.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, they had these folded up collars and you can put things in there sometimes. Looks like it was a pencil, but it's very, very decomposed. Very interesting. It's also important to know about the uniforms that these men wore, because it helps us identify and figure out where these certain personal items are on the body and what that means, and of course who it belongs to, especially in these very tightly packed situations.
Plastic
Button?
button.
There is some type of button here.
Here place.
Do you think it's plastic or some other type of material, maybe ivory or something, or
Could be ivory.
bone?
I think it might be of his undershirt.
This looks like something from an
Yes,
undershirt
it's
here.
from under.
From his undershirt. Look at that.
Oh!
We found
Found.
like a lot of crosses in.
There's a lot of crosses at one here.
Yeah,
It's in his pocket, or what is it in?
it was in like no clue.
Where is it right?
That's a lot of pockets. I mean crosses. Why would he have so many of them?
I don't know. And he also has a medallion.
He's also, yeah, a saint icon, little medallion.
I think it was, yeah, it's interesting why so much, but it was
Maybe
around
he was
his neck.
selling them,
Could be, but
or maybe he had taken them off his fallen comrades.
but
It's all speculation,
yeah,
though.
but we found one of those two people, and one of them also had like 2 crosses and or even 3. I don't remember, but
So many of them. Interesting. Did you?
No. It's for
Here we have the silver cross that Anders polished up. You can see.
it's from his Das nav no šejiem. Tas nav no tā. Tanī maisiņā.
Look at that. I'm gonna put it back in the bag so it can be returned to his body and reburied with him. Yes, Ian, this is our last day of the expedition. It's been going since Tuesday, so almost a whole week of digging, recovering fallen soldiers, and learning about what will happen to them and making sure that they all get a proper burial in the end.
No, it doesn't look like mud. It looks like burnt wood.
Yeah, it's a silver. When you polish the cross there, you get black on the
Oh, now it's much better.
What happened to him?
looks like he might have been hit by either by a rifle or most likely like a.
It was sick with rahit.
Oh, it was deformation from his childhood, yeah?
Oh.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Looks like it was a
Not
childhood
enough vitamins.
bone deformation.
Yeah.
Сколько времени сейчас?
So he likely had a warped skull in his life. This probably was rather visible.
Сейчас 30 и нам 2:30 уезжать, да?
Мы закончим сейчас, через полчаса.
Нам надо быстрее, господа. Tā, ko mēs tur varam lejā vēl aizsūtīt palīgā? Tad pēc palīgā tur neko
Nevajag, mēs tulīt kāpēc. Что?
More crosses?
No, these are from uniform.
Раздай всем лопату
belt
пока,
holders
чтобы
or
быстро закопали.
Belt holders?
not like belt holders, but
The buttons, yeah.
no, the hooks for the mantle.
Oh
like,
yeah, yeah,
they
the
didn't have
hooks to close them
buttons
together.
Tev klausies, ir viss cilvēks jau.
Nav vēl no šitā.
Kas vēl viņi nav?
Šeit kaut kas.
Mēs tulīt ātri.
All right, Ian, thanks for tuning in. Have a great day.
Да?
Lieka kāja, laikam.
Nu, atdайте им отдельную ногу. Pameklējiet, kur varbūt kāja viena trūks. Ot, ļoti labi. Izņem kāju un atdot viņu.
А с бедром как? Потому что здесь его и бедро. Я так думаю, я не знаю, потому что здесь отдельно.
Varbūt jā, ka tā ir tomēr,
Ну,
jo viņiem tuvāk ir viņiem.
ну все, так вы выньте, сосчитайте, если его, так его.
Это, наверное, тот здесь полный.
We usually go digging on weekends, usually on Saturdays, when the weather is acceptable, like today.
It's complete.
As long as it's not pouring rain, and we always post on our Facebook page when we are going to be digging and
This is
when we're going
complete
to be
for
having
the
a live stream, so just keep an eye on our Facebook page and you'll know from then when the live stream will be happening or when digs are planned. Here we're putting one of the soldiers into the bag here so he can be reburied. You write all the information about the soldier, where he was found on there, and then take them to be stored until they're reburied, either by the Russian Graves Commission or if they're Latvian soldiers by the Latvian Graves Commission. Each soldier has his own box where the bones and personal effects and everything that was on the body is placed in to keep it separate, and then they're placed into separate bags for transport.
spare
have the
leg for
boots.
somebody who needs.
This leg separate, yeah?
Yep.
Me? No, I'm just filling in at the moment because our regular host Johnny is digging elsewhere today.
Tam pēdējiem roka.
Usually we make some type of Facebook post covering exactly who we recovered, how many we recovered, where, what kind of battlefields or cemeteries or mass graves we excavated at the end of every major expedition. And that's all available on our Facebook page, so just keep an eye on there and you'll get all the information from there.
Arī priekš tā. Pēdējā spirta.
How many more left, Carlos?
Last one, I think.
Oh, we're on the last soldier now. See that the feet are still fused into the leather boots, which still amazingly have not deteriorated in over 100 years. These soldiers have been lying in the ground here for around 102 years.
Bullet.
You found a bullet?
Empty.
Shell casing?
Yep. Shell casing.
Thanks, Mark. Glad to have you back, Ian. We also had some unexpected rain over the past 2 days. Thankfully, it didn't last too long. It actually was quite refreshing. The past couple of days were very, very hot, but thankfully Kurland is rather flat, and so we did have some nice wind coming in from the Baltic Sea, and that definitely cooled things off for us. But obviously the rain was very refreshing. Unfortunately, it did become a bit humid then in the evening, but still, it's just the way it is.
У нас 3 ведра. Это чужая? Да, да. Тогда чужая. Давай, Адзор. Давай. Дали, паņem lieku kāju.
Vēl šeit. Un vēl te.
А дефициту отдать? Нет, 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 нет.
So this is the last one, correct?
Yep.
All right. All right, everyone, since we have our last soldier being removed here, now's your chance for... Sorry, I was just reading one of the messages. Okay, sorry. Yeah, because we are removing our last soldier from this grave here, now's your chance for any questions or comments, because we'll be ending the stream in about 10 minutes or so. Yeah, Andre, I'm just one of the volunteers, so you can just ask for Daniel then when you message us from the Facebook page, and I can get in contact with you, or most likely I will send you to someone else who will be able to help you further with this, who specializes in that particular battle and area of digging. Thanks, Mark. No blood?
Good.
Yeah.
YouTube?
Yeah, YouTube, and then it's being shared automatically on the Facebook page. You're welcome, Andre. So once again, we're broadcasting this on YouTube because Facebook has been censoring some of our live feeds because they don't deem showing skulls and bones to be appropriate, even though we believe very strongly what we're doing here is good work. It's for a good cause, but obviously bureaucracy doesn't seem to care so much.
Augšā.
Сейчас, Jovis, позову.
Tā lietas lieta, tur ir kaut kas nav pareizi kaut kas. Padod to maisiņu augšā vispār ir. Kam tā? Kāds ar detektoru?
All right, we have our last soldier here, and now we're just checking to make sure there's no more soldiers that are maybe lying further into the earth there. Oh, we always manage somehow.
No? Stop! Из какого? А вот
Now we're gonna check with.
There are some other members who are digging on a site in Kurland at the moment, but we're not having coverage from there right now because we can't share two things at once, it seems. And also many have gone home because it's Sunday and people have to work tomorrow. Some people just want a day off on the weekend as well, because we've been going since Tuesday. Have a good sleep, Andres.
Yeah, got a good sleep.
Excellent.
Saskait, cik tur mājas ir pilē pie mašīnas būs, Erika, ja?
Right now we're just detecting to make sure no personal items that might have been on the back of the last row of soldiers in the mass grave is left behind. We're always very thorough during the excavations to make sure that the small bones, which are usually in the hands and feet of the people, are also recovered. We don't want to leave anything behind.
Давай.
Button.
Jo, vērams. Slēdzam nost. Paskatīt, tur skatījušies. Kām šitais aparāts ir, veči?
All right, it looks like our work here is rapidly drawing to a close, so we're going to be ending the live stream now. Thank you to everyone who tuned in and asked questions and engaged with us. We always really appreciate it when you also engage with us in our work and in our passion here to recover these soldiers and bring them some peace. Thanks all for tuning in, and see you all next time. Goodbye.